Hey guys, welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I got a great guest logged on here. I've been doing a lot of research on this, and I'm very interested in it. Tasha, how are you today, Tasha?
I'm good, Tuddle. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Where are you calling from, Tasha?
I am a couple hours south of you in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida.
Very nice. Are you Florida born and raised, or did you
No,
move here
I'm
from?
I'm California born and raised, Los Angeles. So
Mm-hmm.
I did the rare thing, which is move to this side of the coast. We have, great weather and great beaches out there too, but I like Florida better. You guys spoil
Yeah.
me with even better weather and stuff like that. Warmer,
Well,
tropical.
now, Tasha, before we get into the interview, tell people a little bit about yourself, your business, your website, any of the content that you have out there. Where can people find that?
All right. Well, I have a company, a matchmaking company. It's new and it's called the Little Glass Slipper, and it's serving adult industry workers, adult entertainers who are relationship minded and are looking to find love. So it services them as well as the people who date them, the people who are like minded. So it's unique. It's a unique niche, but people like to gravitate towards like minded people, whether it's Christian Mingle or farmers only or whatever. People want to be on that same page. So this is specifically servicing those in that community, and the website is www.dreamscometrue.dating.com. Wait, no, www.dreamscometrue.dating. I'm so used to .coms.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Now, Tasha, so you're talking about adult entertainers. Are we talking about people that do adult films? Are we talking about like dancers, stuff like that, or are we just talking pornography actors and actresses?
We're talking anyone that works in any realm in the adult industry to where they're kind of blackballed by mainstream society. So it
Mhm.
can even be a madam or something where somebody, finds out that that's what you do, and they're like, no, ma'am, no, sir, whatever. But OnlyFans models, webcam models, strippers, porn stars, BDSM artists, nudist, phone sex operators, go-go dancers, anything in that
Wow.
world, sugar babies, anything in that world.
Now, why start this though? Because because people like like they don't understand it. They only see what they do for a living, but they don't realize that some of these people are just normal people, just like it just have it's just like a guy that does that's a garbage man or something. It just it's something that they do, but away from their work, they're just like me and you. They're like anybody else.
Yeah, I always think it's kind of sad when we always have to say, they're just like anyone else. I don't know how to correct that mentality.
No, it does. It's not that
I
I
get
feel
it.
that way, but
No.
it's about you also have to understand that a lot of people do look at it that
Right.
way, and I also think that that has a lot to do with religion and stuff. Religion is something where you're not supposed to judge people. You're supposed to love people for who they are and stuff. And I think for the most part, they're a bunch of hypocrites.
Yeah. I mean, religion has definitely supported a lot of that. But in general, people who also aren't religious minded are, base a lot of their relationships on fear and control and wanting to kind of own the other partner as far as what they do sexually in their life or how they put themselves out there sexually, and are threatened by, any sort of enjoyment or display or anything that might take place outside of them. So it takes, we that's a whole other discussion. I love philosophy and all that kind of stuff, and I've studied religion, so we could definitely go there. But for the most part, it's yeah, just a whole culture that 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 kind of detaches people who work in the sex industry from a healthy normal individual, and can't separate the two, and that's just mired in so much
Mm.
stuff. So unfortunately, a lot of people who are in the industry, not only are they busy, but they also have to deal with that when they're dating, when they're trying to find
What
love.
about jealousy? How much does jealousy play into the role of relationships not working out with somebody that's not in the industry and somebody that is in the industry?
Right. Jealousy comes in when people don't understand the difference between sex and intimacy. When people
Mm-hmm.
think that somebody else is getting what I should be getting or things like that, then that's when there's room for jealousy. And that all has to be discussed in a relationship because I mean we're human. So we like to just be the apple of another person's eye and all that kind of stuff. So when you discuss, okay, I'm feeling a little insecure here or something like that, and the other person is there to kind of help console you through those emotions and also treat them with respect because they're your feelings, you're entitled to them. You have more open communication with that stuff, and you have a shot there. And that's with all relationships. It's just open. Jealousy exists in all relationships. But yeah, a lot of it caters to just not getting that it's just work, it's fantasy work, and this isn't real intimacy. And once a person is able to get that, and you have to have a really strong bond and the capacity to really, have a nesting ground for intimacy in order for a relationship like this to work. It'd be good if you had that in all of your relationships, but that's one of the reasons why I like working with adult entertainers more, is because it requires the best of us, in order to have a great relationship. You can't have a bad, it's not going to work.
What has the success rate been like so far from some of the people? Can you give me an idea of any of the success stories? I mean, you don't have to mention by name or anything like that, but just like, give me an idea of maybe one of the success stories.
Well, we're in pre-launch right now, so we're just accepting members and doing the consultations and building the database. So in 2022, when we actually start, really matching people and opening up, then we'll have a better idea for that. Right now, all of my data is pulled from the relationships that have, that have worked in the adult industry that I'm aware of, people who are married for years, hearing what they have to say, hearing why it's worked, hearing how it's worked. And just kind of, getting as much knowledge as I can from the community and going, this is what you need in order for this to work. And then me going, okay, let's create something that caters to people and that'll allow for successful relationships, not just, just dating or whatever. This is, eHarmony type stuff.
How do you keep the posers out though? Like, I mean, are you doing a little bit of research? Because I'm sure like some of the guys are like, heck yeah, I gotta get in on this dating site because this is where all the professionals are at. Like, I'm sure you're gonna have those random dudes that are gonna try to like sneak their way.
Yeah. I wanna bang a stripper or a porn star or date this or date that. Yeah. Well, fortunately, a lot of people are pretty lazy when it comes to the, extensive processes. That's one, why eHarmony and all that kind of stuff works, is it makes you do so much stuff. And even if you look at like Match.com and the analytics around that and stuff, people who have short profiles or very little are less likely to end up in a relationship than those who have written stuff. So you can see how much effort they're putting into the process because, it is not lengthy, the consultation is about 90 minutes, but you're going into their dating history. You're going into, where their mindset is. I'm digging deep into where they're at and why they want to date someone in this industry and have they done it before and what type, going through everything to really feel the person out. And then some of it, of course, there's always going to be people who kind of get through. One of the reasons why I didn't just make this a big website where it's just, let all the cowboys in or whatever like that, is because you lose control over it that way.
Yes.
But yeah, but just with having it as a private matchmaking company, you're able to really, focus on the individual. And then if they end up going out and, there are what's called the 12 commandments where you're not allowed to have sex on the first date or the second date or the third date, or ask for any sexual favors before a committed monogamous relationship. From the adult entertainer side, you're not able to ask for anything, any material things or anything like that, or you're just out. You're just out and no money back.
Now, now
Yeah.
now is this open to same-sex entertainers like as well?
Yes, this is open to same sex, transgender. I can't name them all, but it's open to everybody in the industry. And yeah, so if you're looking for somebody who is your sex or change to your sex or whatever. And
Mhm.
also, for polyamorous relationships, that's not what they all, are interested in. A lot of people think, oh, if they're doing it, then I should be able to do it too, or just,
Mhm.
just they must be really open and free and all that kind of stuff. Once again, we're not creating the difference between sex and intimacy. So however people experience that or what their capacity is for that, we're here to help nurture that and support that. We want to find, your right fit for whoever you are.
Okay, so I know this is going to be like a shock jock type question, but
Uh-oh.
like, all right, so like, do you like, all right, so if it's a woman wanting to match up with a guy, like, I mean, is the do they give you like an idea of like, all right, I'm kind of looking about this when it comes to penis size, or like
Mhm.
I like a woman that's more voluptuous with breast, or I'm more of an ass man or something like that. Is that something that goes into play when it comes to stuff?
Yeah, to a certain extent. I was just doing a consultation and the person was like, I need a big, I need a
Hey,
big,
yeah, but you
strong.
could say we're unedited. So if you want to
Okay.
say big dick,
This
yeah,
is an
yeah,
ABC.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, you could say that. But yeah, I was just curious if that
Hmm.
was something that
No,
goes into it.
that is a good question. And yeah, with any matchmaking, you have to take a person's physical type into consideration. I did have to let them know certain things are just private to a person. That obviously,
Circumcised, uncircumcised. I mean, there might be,
yeah,
something.
that's something that, number one, I'm not sure how much of a deal breaker that should be when we're talking about, the person who's gonna, who you want to be there when they put you in the ground. I'm not,
Mhm.
but that's a person's individual thing. This isn't Matchmaking is different from just any, a website or something. This isn't just like, okay, this is what I want, you go get it for me. This is more of a nutritionist kind of a thing. This is more of like, okay,
Oh.
this is what you need. So
Oh,
what
so that somebody might want some more vitamin D than others. You were talking about, nutrition. So,
Yeah, I mean, if
one,
you're an ass guy or a tit guy or whatever, if you're,
yeah.
want someone who's like, you're just attracted to someone of this height or this build, of course I can look at that and I can go, okay, this will work. But as far as like the other stuff, it's like, okay, you're getting a little too, and you can find that out on your own. I mean, maybe you might start to like the person, since I wouldn't encourage it to be a deal breaker. Maybe, and it might be like, okay, well, maybe we can work with whatever I can't see, because you're not gonna see them naked all the time.
Yeah, so like give me what was the thing that made you want to create this? Was it something personally that you have had a hard time with, or not?
Yeah, it was a mixture of both. Some of it was personal. I got exposed to the adult industry some years ago. I don't go into too many of the details of it because I'm attached to some other people who I have to respect their privacy.
Yeah, of
But
course.
yeah, but I got exposed to, and I saw how people were treated in that, as far as, just wanting them to get into bed right away, not really being able to take them seriously. And just
Mhm.
also the heartbreak. I mean, I just going on YouTube as well and watching those girls crying, the strippers and the webcam girls. It's and just how, they get treated with someone just really having that agenda, that hidden agenda.
Yeah.
And and then going, if it doesn't work out, going, well, then will you still sleep with me, or will you still, like, just
Mm.
not even being treated like human beings? So, you
Yeah,
know,
my thing is, what I'm into is strong, powerful black women that are into nerdy white guys. I think that, there's a category for everything out there, but I think a strong black woman that is attractive like you are, being into nerdy white guys, because
You
you
are so
know.
making this up. You are just hitting on me and making this up.
I'm messing with you. This is a comedy show, by the way. I'm, but I mean, but there is like, because there is somebody out there for everybody, and there might be that nerdy white guy that they're like, yo, man, what is his secret, man? He's with this strong, very powerful, professional African American woman, man. How does he do it? Like, that would definitely throw out some questions out there. They would be like, man, what's his secret?
Yeah, I think well, number one, that exists, and I get a lot of crap for it. But yeah, like I think when you get to like the heart of who you are, your most authentic, you just like, yeah, you realize like, hey, I actually have really nerdy interests, or I actually have this, or I have that, and but you're dating things that don't match up with that. Dating is gathering data. You're learning about yourself, and you can't just go for who's hot or who's this. You got to go, okay, who am I? Like, who am I at my core, and what are my interests? I mean, yeah, like, and then that's when you might end up with a mesh of like, how did that happen?
Now, like, do you mind asking? Like, so you said you got turned on to the industry. What can you give? You don't have to say where, but what were you doing, or what did you want to do? Like, what did you go to school for to do?
Oh, well, I went to film school over at
Hmm.
the University of Southern California. So at that point, I'm a writer,
Oh,
first and foremost of everything. So I respect what you do because you're another creative. And then by the time I went to college, I wanted to direct as well because I was putting in stuff in the script. So I did that whole thing, and I ended up working at I ended up working at Paramount, but
wow.
I hated Hollywood, and so I left for the Midwest and did a law school with the excuse of law school because the expectations were so high and I was too young to be able to just go, I want to do this. Yeah, so I, became a housewife, which is an amazing job if you can get it. But I also quit writing and stuff, which is not a good idea, as you know, when you're creative. That's a slow death. And then I finally figured that out after a couple of years that I needed to create. So I got back into that via stand-up. So I get the whole comedy angle. And
Oh.
mhm. And then I started writing some books, nonfiction, fiction, the documentary. So yeah, I'm a creative. Yeah.
Have you ever written a plot for an X-rated movie though? Have you like do you like
Oh,
it?
I know what you're talking about. I have
Wait,
a
no,
girlfriend who does that.
no,
No.
oh no. I was just asking because a lot of guys see, guys, they don't want stories. They're just wanting the reality type, where it's just like casting or something like that. But I mean, an interesting story to go along with a an adult film would be something kind of interesting.
Yeah. Do guys read books like that? Like,
I mean, some do. Like,
really?
I mean, I remember when I was younger and found like one of my dad's first pornography magazine. They would have those letters that would be written in, and they would tell their like sexual stories or encounters. Most of them were complete bullshit, probably made up, but they were kind of interesting though.
Yeah, I've heard about you guys who read the articles in those magazines. Yeah,
Well,
this.
not the articles. I'm talking about the erotic stories where they would talk about, their sexual experiences and stuff,
Yeah.
So, but like I said, most of them were probably made up anyway. So,
No, no, I have a girlfriend who does that, who writes erotic like that. No, the closest I've done is a book called The Care and Feeding of Sex Symbols, which is a girl who has Marilyn Monroe and Mae West in her life, and she kind of has to they're both, she lives with Mae West and she's friends with Marilyn Monroe, but it's updated for the present time. She has to figure out which way to go. It's kind of based off this movie HUD, which is a Paul Newman movie back in the day, and just this boy having to decide. So that's completely boring as far as guys trying to get hard goes. But
what about an X-rated version of like the Stepford Wives? Like I think that would be like pretty interesting.
well, yeah, if you write it, yeah, I'll read it. I'll read it.
Well, tell people once again about the website, and I got to tell you, I at first I usually only do the audio version, but I definitely think my audience, because I'll be able to upload this on YouTube, and I'm sure that they are all going to want to tune into this one because I think this has been a great interview. But tell people once again how they can check out your website and how they can find you on any social media or stuff like that.
You can check us out at www.dreamscometrue.dating. And we are on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Reddit. I will be asking a bunch of questions on Reddit too, as I'm gathering more stuff as far as people's experiences. Why would they, if they'll date an adult entertainer, if they will, why, if so, why not, if they are one, what, so, that's a good place to kind of find us. And that's, yeah, and all that's linked on the contact page for the website.
A lot of people don't know this, that Reddit is a great place to find some pretty decent up and coming actresses and actors that you've probably never found before, because Reddit basically lets you get, it's like no hold bar. It's like the wild, wild west on there sometimes.
It is. And my Reddit feed looks like I got a major problem. It looks like I got a major problem.
Okay, well, all right. One last question before you. So what is, okay, everybody has their one, like if you're going to a website, like, one of the free ones, what is the one category, like, all right, if you had to pick one category on a pornography website to search in, like what would be your go-to category whenever you usually are like looking at videos?
The about page. And I keep it simple. I think that's what you're asking me, right? Like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all simple because I like simple stuff. And I at first was doing things that other matchmakers are doing, not saying prices, not do. And me and my friend were talking about like, don't you hate it when that? And don't you hate it? So we're just like, yeah, I actually do hate it when that. So let me not do it. So yeah, it's all pretty simple and it's there like that for a reason. So go to the about page and that'll just say like, this is what it is, services as well as a good one, because you'll get to see exactly what we do. Right now, if you join for free, you're in the database for a lifetime, which means that if when other people come aboard, you could still be matched with them potentially if there's a fit. So this is a great time to get clued into this and to join, because based on the reaction, this is like really early advertising for me. And I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to need help by next year.
Well, I got to tell you, once you get the ball rolling and hit the ground running, let me know. I would love to have you on again. And maybe eventually, if you find any clients that have met up and matched with each other, I would love to have them on the show with you at the same time. Maybe they could talk a little bit about the website and stuff. I think that would be a great idea to help promote what you got going on.
Yeah, that's great. Will do. I appreciate that.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Tell people once again about the website.
All right. I am the fairy godmother, certified matchmaker at www.dreamscometrue.dating.
All right. You have a wonderful day and thank you for your time.
All right. You too, Tuddle. Bye.
Bye.